In this episode of Mindset in Check, we're going to talk about the 6 things that you can do right now to improve your marriage. Alright guys, so the reason that I chose to start with this video is because I've been chatting and running the channel by a few of my friends and colleagues and just kind of getting their ideas and thoughts on it. And everybody keeps reviewing back to the way that I treat my wife, the way that I treat my family, how I openly praise them, and I'm constantly trying to improve the things that I'm doing for them, I'm portraying for them, and the way that I'm treating them. So I'm going to actually talk about my marriage in particular here. And maybe not my marriage, but the things that I do in my marriage to help better your marriage. One of the things that my wife and I have really keen into, and this isn't one of the things on the list, but it's one that I'd like to add, is communication. Talking about everything is key, and that's just a given, right? No matter what you do, any relationship you have, communicating is the absolute best thing that you can do, because it's the only way that people can freely express themselves, let you know how they're feeling, and how you can actually get a general idea, especially if you're communicating in person, because then you can see on their face, you can see with their body language, what they're trying to tell you and what they're trying to say. They might mean something different over the phone, and you might not perceive it that way, which could cause a lot of different issues and arguments. If we're going to jump in deep here, I want to start with giving your relationship 100%, meaning each side gives 100%, not 50-50. Now, if we're going to break it down in the 50-50 side, and that's kind of what you relate to, then the 50-50 isn't you give 50% and you're done. If your partner can't give the full 50% that day, it is your responsibility to pick up the rest that needs to be picked up. If they're only able to give you 40%, you have to pick up that other 10. You have to be there for them. You have to constantly help them, because when you can't do that, they're going to be there for you as well. Continue learning about your spouse. That's another huge tip that I keep trying to tell people, because people change. We do. We like to think that we don't, but as you grow and you get stressed and you change careers, you have kids, you make new friends, your personality might not change heaps, but you do change. You enjoy different things. You have an appreciation for different things. You develop new talents and skills. You might have new friends. Maybe you move and the environment's different, so you have to adapt. We're humans, we constantly adapt. That's why we've made it this far. Constantly learning because of those changes as they go on is the way that you can really be able to share the things that you once loved. Again, coming back to that communication, if they're constantly showing you these things and telling you these things like, hey, I want to try this, I want to go do that, it'll make it a lot easier. Another big one, constantly date. Go on dates, be together. Go back to when you guys first started hanging out, and you started to fall in love and pursue each other. And even when you have kids, or if you have a crazy job, I'm a firefighter, my wife's a nurse, and we find time to even just go downstairs and watch a movie together. Whatever it may be, whatever that you guys want to do, just be together, have a date, talk to each other, just be there for each other, and touch and hang out and acknowledge what is going on with each other, so you guys can really connect. Another big one, have trust, honesty, and faith in the other person. Be honest as you can, whether it's money problems, stressed at work, you're struggling mentally, whatever it may be honest with your partner. Communicate, yet again. Any decisions that you make, trust that person's making the good decision, and if they're not, support them 100% and make it right if it's wrong. Whatever it may be, have trust and support. Maybe the way that they're feeling, trust in the way that they're feeling and expressing to you. Parenting, trust in their parenting methods. It might be a little different than the way that yours is, but eventually over time you guys will connect in the middle, and you'll be right on. You'll be in a state of flow, like I like to call it with my wife and I. Another big thing, I mean, this video will be a little bit short, but it's only 6 tips. I'm not diving in deep or anything like that. So constantly pursue the other person. Just like when you just started dating, you were just falling in love and you were in that honeymoon stage where you were always willing to do whatever they wanted. You were willing to just jump right in with both feet. You need to always find a way to kind of woo your partner. Do special things. And I'm not saying you have to do it every single day, every hour of the day, but once a week, be a little spontaneous, or bring them a treat, or surprise them at work, or write them a little note, or anything that you can do to express that you are thinking about them. Wake them up in the morning with a cup of coffee and breakfast. Whatever you can do to constantly let them know that they are desired by you. Now, I do have a bonus tip. And lots of people have trouble talking about this, along with finances. This is another big thing that people have trouble talking about is finances. But the big tip is be committed to have better sex. Whether it's more consistent sex, whether it's more exploration, whether it's just committing to a time and being able to, because I know lots of people have kids, lots of people have really stressful jobs, lots of people just lose the desire, but some people work differently. Like women, they start here, men, they start elsewhere. It's more physical for them. But just be willing to commit to these items and these tips, and I'm sure you'll see a world of a difference. I know I have. Every day I try and knock all of them off the list. I make sure I go through my head and I'm like, okay, am I doing everything I can for my family? Am I doing everything I can for my spouse? Because you know what? You can make more children, but you need your spouse. That is your partner. That is your soulmate. That is the one person that will always be there for you. And you know what? It doesn't have to end. You can fix it. You really can. With all these tips, I hope you guys have a good time, exploring them and going out on your dates and having some fun. And I hope these can help you. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think of these. If you have any other tips or tricks that you might want to share that I can shoot in the next episode. If you have any ideas on episodes in the future, or anything that you want to hear about, or you want to know about me or what I'm doing, feel free to share. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell so you guys know when the next episode's coming, and you can always stay on top of things. I look forward to moving forward. Thanks, guys.